Hi Cancer, welcome to your November 2021 Tarot Scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the there is no key to the week, Raph. All right, sorry, I've done that in almost every video. So a quick note, if you haven't seen it yet, your 2022 Tarot Scope is up and out there for your purchase. They are super accessible. I've made sure that the pricing is totally fair and super fair and super accessible for everybody. And so this year I'm charging for them. They are you can get one for $4.99. You can get your sun, moon and ascendant for $12.97, or you can get all 12 as a bundle for $24.99. And they're fully downloadable, so you can keep them and check back on them as many times as you possibly like. All right, so with that said, go and check them out. There is a link in the description box below, and there is also a one of those things floating around above my head. All right, take care. Let's get into it. For your actions and interactions with the world at large, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. This is a month for you to take your time, take your sweet time, all right? So the other thing is, as well, with the Seven of Pentacles, I would say to you, this is a month to really look over and fortify any irons that you already have in the fire. Any balls that you're juggling at the moment, whether this is, and no matter how many of them there are, this is a time for you to really think about how you're putting your time, your effort, your energy and your resources into what you already have going, right? So this isn't a month really for hard and fast big changes or anything like that. It's actually a time for you to really be present, to work on and focus on things that you already have going for you at this moment in time. This is also a time where you want to think about cultivating your own energy, right? This is a time where pooling your own inner resources to direct them at whatever it is that you're hoping to create in some way, shape or form. For your money and materials, you have the King of Cups. So as finances, this could be a water sign person that comes in to assist you with your finances, your money, your resources, somebody that helps you make some better financial decisions, or at least create a financial plan in some way. This would be a really good month actually to sit down and work out your finances, the money that you've got available, what it's going to cost for you to grow your business if you have one, what it's going to cost for you to buy that new home if you want to, what it's going to cost for you to move or to get the new car or whatever. This is a really good month for you to look at what is possible now with what you have, rather than adding to it. There's nothing here that kind of says, it's almost like you're doing all the prep work for the big moves that you want to make. Now, like I said, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio male could help you with this. It is the King of Cups as well, so I would probably say, because as a sign this represents Scorpio, so this does suggest to me that now really is a perfect time for you to be looking at the money, for you to be looking at the resources and asking yourself, what is the next step here? This is also a time where how you or rather how you perceive your emotional outlook is really going to determine what your spending habits are over the course of this month. And then finally, for your health and vitality, the King of Cups is your reproductive system, right? So if you were to take it in that regard, I feel like it's more than that though. I feel like this month, maybe there's a consideration of, okay, everything feels stagnant. I've got all these plans, I've got all these things that I want to do, but things aren't moving. This is one of those moments again where pooling those inner resources. It's like, when a piece of bamboo is growing, the roots will go down first, and they'll spread and they'll spread and they'll spread, and then all of a sudden, you know, however long in, it will just shoot up into the sky. But you need those roots or those foundations to carry that dream, that hope, that wish of that vertical momentum. And I kind of feel like this month is going to be that for you. So slow and steady is going to win this race, Cancer. For your communications and conversations, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. So there are definitely talks or considerations about home, about the family, definitely considerations about the resources that you're going to need. So for some of you, maybe you are gearing up to a move of some sort. For some of you, maybe you are considering the things that you want to buy, or the things that you want to purchase, or even the things that you want to do to the home that you're already in some way, shape or form. I really like this because it suggests that the conversations that you're having this month are actually very lucrative. Like I said, this is just, it feels like you're doing all the behind the scenes work, right? That's how this feels to me. It's like there's lots going on behind the scenes. You're working really hard at getting things together, putting things where you want or need them to be. And then it's like, right, okay, now we're going to go for it, right? But that go for it period isn't right now. This is all of the stuff that comes before. When it comes to your work, your profession, or your professional outlook, the 10 of Pentacles, you could do so much worse than this, right? This is considerations about how to make more money. It's considerations about where you can work from. For some of you, this might be a question over the course of this month. Am I able to be a digital nomad? Is that possible? Is it, and more importantly, is it something that I could get on board with? I have no doubt that you'd be able to do it, but it's like the idea of not having somewhere that's settled and homely and, you know, has got all those creature comforts to a Cancerian. I'm not sure. Right, and I have moon in Cancer, so you know, I can say I'm not 100% sure that you'd be okay with that, but it depends what the longer term goal is, right? And that seems to be something that you're doing a lot of consideration around. And then finally, for your heart and half sector, you've got the Hermit card. So you've got this next to the 10 of Pentacles. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, I have to say this, the parents or the in-laws, or the parents and the in-laws, are really going to feature for you this month. This could be that they are playing a supporting role to you and your partner while you make some of these bigger goals or plans a reality. It could be as well that maybe there are considerations about a parent or a parent coming to live with you. It could be that there are considerations about expanding the family home so that you can have one of them come to live with you. I don't know why, but I feel like your family's going to grow this month, and it's not with the children. Your family grows this month because you're making more time, space or room for an elderly person in your life. So this is a parent, it could be a grandparent. There's something here where you're opening the home up to extended family for an extended period of time. When it comes to those of you that are single, if you are meeting someone or connecting with someone this month, two things. The first one, this will be somebody that you know through your network. The second, this is likely to be somebody that is older than you, or somebody that has a very mature outlook, somebody that's, you know, wise for their years, let's say. I'm quite excited about this. I don't know why. I think it's really nice. I mean, you know, there's nothing that suggests that I have anything personally to be really happy about, but for the most part, I think this is a really nice energy, and that's, you know, I know quite a lot of Cancerians, so all good stuff. For your first week of the month, you have the Chariot card. Of course you do, because this is you, right? So the Chariot card, number 7. 7 of Pentacles, also the number 7. 2 sevens represents news. So there is going to be there's going to be a development this month, this first week of the month, maybe about some plans that you have, maybe about something that you're trying to get off the ground. Like I said, one of the things that you've got time, energy, resources invested in could do very well this month, especially if it's something like crypto. I will say now, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you that kind of advice, and I do not advise anybody pinning big money on anything that a tarot reader or an astrologer or anything like that says. You've got to use your own discernment, back it up with a good financial advisor. What I can tell you is that if you are a Cancerian who has their toes in that kind of stuff, you're going to see a big spike this month, and the second you see it, my advice would be to cash out. All right, so that's all I'm going to say. Not financial advice, because I'm not an advisor, but I do feel like there'll be a spike here. The reason I say this is something that you've got time, money, and money, resources, and an investment in is really, it's going to run, right? So this could be like a bull run of some sort, if you know that term in that world. When it spikes at that point, it feels for me like it's not going to last forever. So if that is the case and you're in a position to do it, cash out when you see the big numbers, because it may not last and it might dip after that. All right, especially with what we've got coming at the end of the year and all of that for later. All right, so when it comes to your second week of the month, you've got the Strength card right underneath the King of Cups. I mean, there are good financial opportunities coming from this month, but it's all happening behind the scenes or underground. There's nothing here that suggests it's over, apart from this thing that's going on here. The other thing as well, it is the Strength card, so this is going to be a time where the whole of November, especially this second week, there may be something that you really, it's like, why can't I move ahead with this? Why can't this happen now? And I have to say, maybe you are battling yourself, maybe you're battling something externally that you feel like, why is this impediment here? It's here for a reason, and it's almost like there's something, when you see people at the gym and they've got someone who's got like a rope on them and they're like, to get that extra resistance. That second week of the month could be like that on a financial level. There's going to be some sort of holdback, and at the time you might think, why the f is this happening? But when you get further along the month, or maybe out, further out than that, you'll probably look back on this and say, you know what, it's actually a good thing that there was a delay on that. All right, so just keep that as a consideration. For your third week of the month, you have the Judgment card. So there's definitely something going on with the elderly in your family, either in your family or the family of a loved one if you're partnered. Now, for some of you, this could be a trip down memory lane. For some of you, this could be, reconnections to past work energies might come up. It could just as easily be, though, that there is some big change that you're contemplating, either to the home or to the family. I kind of like this for you, actually. I feel like it could be very good for you in the long term, or very wholesome at least. And that's never a bad thing. And then for your fourth week of the month, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So this could be a blessing in disguise, right? So this is, because whenever you say, like, if someone said to me, you're suddenly going to find yourself living with your parents again, I'd be like, no fucking way. No. I don't care what it takes. They can, no. Right, but for this actually feels like it will be quite nice for you. The Wheel of Fortune there does suggest that this may come either suddenly, or it may come with blessings, right? It might come with added blessings. And I personally believe, because my great-grandmother, she lived with my nan until two to 5 years after she died. And I kind of feel like we've lost something by not doing that anymore. Now it's just that the elderly go to a home, or and I just kind of feel like we've lost something. When you had your grandparents live with you as a family unit, it's not just an inbuilt babysitter, as some people joke. It's more than that. It's a different perspective on life. It's different wisdom to give to the children and to the parents. It's different perspectives on how to balance the challenges and the arguments between the kids and the parents. I like this for you, because Cancer is very family orientated. Not all of us, and I joke, I jest. I don't think I could live with my parents at this point, but obviously when the time comes, yeah, they'll totally be with me. I I digress. I'm going to stop talking now. Scorpio new moon. You have the gate 63 and doubt. All right. So this new moon, it's not going to cause you doubt, but it is going to highlight to you where you are doubting yourself. And I kind of feel like this has something to do with this. Your full moon message is the gate 61 and inner truth. So the full moon, powerful full moon in the sign of Scorpio, which is an eclipse. This is a big deal because this eclipse kicks off the next 18 months of eclipses bouncing back and forth in the sign of Scorpio and the sign of Taurus. So this full moon lunar eclipse is a big deal. And this is really, I think, is going to highlight to you not only what your own inner truth is, but more importantly, it's going to show you where the pockets of opportunity are, and more importantly, where the shifting dynamics of your interactions of a worldly nature, friends, family, benefactors, you know, your community, all of it. This full moon is really going to speak to you in that space, and I actually think that it could bring something wonderful, and it might show you or remind you what your personal values really are. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Description box for your 2022 Taroscope. Take care, and I'll see you soon.